Hi everyone, it's Veroosh. Welcome to my channel. We're taking a look at your reading for the next couple months in love. It's kind of a premiere of something that the members are already seeing, which is your love reading for the rest of the year. They get a preview of that. The reason I'm on live right now is because my Virgo video, I didn't publish it, so no notifications went out. So Virgos, the most important heads up is that your Lenormand reading is available now, and I will make it available in the description down below once we're finished here today. So this reading is a love reading, and it's like a new style of reading, so it's a little bit of a different energy than what you may be used to. And I'll explain everything. I made the timeline the next couple months, but let's say that this is for the rest of the year, actually, like those readings that I'm doing for members only preview, except this is all signs or collective message for everyone, okay? And members, you might notice that you have a new membership badge. It's a little red kitty. I hope you guys like it. So welcome everyone, and let's first take a look at our general energies in love. So here's it's kind of a last minute video because I published Virgo, but I didn't really publish it correctly, and now it's too late. So go watch it right after we're done here. Virgos out there, I know you guys like your video and you didn't get notifications, so here it is live. But the second one is I want to give you guys a sample of the rest of 2021 love reading. I guess this is it. So I'm going to show you as a collective how it looks, and then if you want, members get a preview of it. So Virgo, Libra, Capricorn, Cancer are already available. I think Scorpio too. And then I'm working on them now, so they're in your members only section. Okay, so let's see our general energies for love for the collective. Not all energies resonate, so just let go of what doesn't, okay? Okay, so our first message is the 19 card. Remember, these are not really tarot cards. They're called the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And so there's some kind of protection over you or protection with you. I have a feeling that some of you are feeling pretty alone, like there's no one at your side. And this is a love reading, so you're by your side. Nobody has your back. You may have been recently single for some of you guys, and you feel like maybe you're at it alone at this time. But there is someone with you. There's someone here to protect you, to watch out for you. Then we have the Two of Fire. To me, this Two of Fire kind of represents a decision point that you will be making in the next 4 months. And then we have the 11, which is like the Page of Wands, a Pisces, maybe fiery Pisces, Sag, Leo, or Aries. Okay, so some kind of initiative in a new direction. A very fiery energy. As you can see, it's really bright in here. So we have the Queen of Swords next, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, secondary transits in water, and then finally we have the Youth, which is the number 3. So overall, the message, I think, is talking about taking a new path and a departure. I think this is really kind of finishing up some type of situation that maybe you had been involved in until June or May, until the eclipses happened. And now you're kind of setting off in a new direction and going towards something new, going towards a new path. There's a decision point in front of you, and I think it's concerning different people. So I feel like there's a couple different options ahead of you, and you don't really exactly know which one you need to choose or why, or, you know, we'll look at that more in just a minute. And I think that another thing that's coming up for you really strong is a new beginning. A new beginning, some kind of new inspiration about a new path or a new direction that you want to take. There's inspiration around you through the rest of the year, And I think you're apt to try new different things, to approach life from a different perspective, to just sort of departure and go in a new direction, maybe in terms of love, but also in terms of where you live, how you live, and all those kinds of things. I think you're sort of done with some things of the past, and now that you're finishing up a situation, you're really moving on from everything that it entailed. You took care of the things that you need to take care of, and now you're kind of excited about new things. The Queen of Swords is probably like an older woman that is around you at this time, and she in some way is a critical voice in your life. I would take her, I feel as though she's a party pooper. I feel like you have all these ideas and you have all these different ideas of where you want to go with things. And I think that she is the voice of reason, but I don't think you see her as the voice of reason. I think you see this energy as kind of holding you back, or maybe even frustrating at time, as it says, wait a minute, why are you doing this? Why are you going in this direction? And all of that. So, but in the end, you will be grateful for the feedback this person gives you. Again, this can be any sign. It might be an air sign, and it could be a man or a woman. So the way this reading works is that I will pull 4 cards from this deck I made. I think I said 6 in the comments. I first went for 10, and then I said that's too much. So we'll do 6 today. 6 random cards, and each card has a question, a different type of love question that we're going to answer today. So some of them may pertain to your situation, other questions may not, and so be patient with it, and maybe the next question will be for your circumstances. Also at the end, I'll definitely do a collective message for everyone, so hold tight. There is a message coming for everyone at the end. Okay, so here are the questions. And I think the members really like this reading. I really like doing it. So we have, okay, so I've done this question already for someone. So this is for people who are already in a relationship, but it's rocky, but not necessarily so bad. So maybe it's a bit of an on again, off again situation, or you have your problems, you're in a relationship, but it's not necessarily like you want to break up with this person. You're just working through some things. Okay, so let's get a message for people who are in this situation. So this is saying that there was a reunion, so you may have actually separated at some point in time in the recent past, and you've just gotten back together. And I think you feel this strong pull towards each other. We have the Emperor, and then we have the Queen of Emotions. The woman is extremely emotional in this situation. She's feeling very soft, and her feelings are greatly involved. The next message is the 10 of Emotions, the 10 of Cups. There's a great sense of happiness with regard to this relationship. I feel like you're very satisfied that it has come back on its path, and I think that there's this feeling of closeness and sort of trying to make up for difficulties in a situation. Muse of Materials, Page of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn energy. And then we have the Fool. Okay, so I think that this is for those of you who are in a rocky relationship that may be, difficult but not horrible. I think you're stepping up in this relationship into a closer frequency, which means that, I think that some of you will be getting engaged and married. Some of you guys are going to be moving in together. Some of you guys are going to be having children, taking the next step in this relationship. I think that there's a profound emotion here, especially that the women are feeling in the relationship. If it's a same-sex relationship between women, then one of the women is very, very emotional about this. This is a very deep experience for them. The act of separation really put things in perspective, meaning that the fact that there was a separation there made you really appreciate, or maybe both people appreciate, what they have. I think there's like a carefreeness about your energy moving forward. You're carefree, you're excited about your future. You're willing to take kind of risks in a new direction in this relationship. I think that you're very happy that like you didn't miss out. There was a time in which you may have felt that you had missed this opportunity, and so that made you very sad. So maybe one or both of you felt very sad. And I think both of you are sort of taking a departure in this relationship. You're like, okay, let's try this because it is a really good connection. It's one that you really trust. It's one that you want. And so therefore, even though there may be some difficulties in the road in this situation, I think both people really want to move together in a positive direction. So you have the Fool, which is a new beginning, which really means that in some way you're beginning a new path together, or and kind of coming together and recognizing your feelings for each other. So that's message number 1. So that's how it works. And now I'll do the second question. So this is for people who are in a new relationship. So people who have just met. Think about the 5th house, romance, and maybe romance or some kind of a new beginning. Okay, so you've started some type of new beginning, and you're trying to figure out where things are going. Let me figure out which deck to use. I'll use my deck. Let's take a look at your cards. New relationship. You've met someone and you're just beginning a love relationship. Let's see if there's a message for you in that. Okay, so we have the Tower first. The message of the Tower. That's Pluto. Remember, in relationships, when it comes up like that, then that's a good thing. Somebody actually, maybe before you had met this person, you were really enjoying being single. So I really get the fact that you may have wanted a relationship for a really long time, but I think as right before the relationship started, you got really comfortable being single, very, very comfortable with, this new path in your life, and you were enjoying yourself so much so that it was hard for you to even think about a relationship. You were thinking about your own financial freedom, your own financial directions, and so that's what you were thinking about. Then we have the 10 of Pentacles. And there's a lot of wealth in this situation. There's also the Lovers. You may have met this person through your family or through a close family connection. Look at this connection. Something started with a lot of ease. There was a lot of comfort, a lot of prosperity in your life at this time. And I think that there's like a lot of long-term planning. This relationship, if you've just started a new love relationship and you feel like this message is for you, it's leading somewhere really good. It's definitely like it was kind of a surprise. It caught you off guard. But I think that there's like, you have a lot of money or you have a lot of resources and you're very comfortable and things are falling into place and it's very easy. The 4 of Wands can be a marriage card, so this could be a sign that this relationship is going to move very quickly towards something. I'm also getting the fact that you had relationships completely out of your mind and suddenly you are here. You were planning for your future. You were saving money. You were looking towards some long-term things, and then boom, suddenly you have a relationship. Suddenly you have something real that's coming together. So suddenly some of you might actually be going back to someone who you knew previously, but I don't think it was a serious relationship before. I think that there's a familiarity there, which makes me wonder if you actually knew this person before or for how long. Like, I feel like you have been acquainted before. So, but it's moving very quickly. It's from the last thing on your mind to being a lot of your world. Suddenly you have a relationship there with you. Okay. So that's number 2 question. Now let's try the 3rd question and see what's going on. So this is for those of you who are wondering if this relationship is over. Okay. So let's see if the relationship is over. So this is for people in a situation in which, you know, they've been going through some stuff and they're sort of wondering if a relationship is really going to work out or if it's coming to an end. Hold on, let's pull a love angel card to see if there's a message to do with that. Okay, so attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. I feel like you and your partner do have a very intense attraction to one another, but I feel like there's more to it than that. Like, you are attracted to each other, but there's a big question about whether or not it's working, whether or not attraction is going to be enough in this situation. So let's take a look at your cards. So we have first, we have first the Fool, which is Uranus. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Swords, which is Moon in Aquarius. We're heading into a full moon in about a week and a half. Just not over a week, actually. And then we have the Three of Cups, again, reunion. Have you been back and forth with this person a lot? I feel like this person comes and goes a lot. I feel like the person that you're dealing with, they sort of show back up and you never know exactly what's going on. Like, you never know if this person's gonna come through, if this person's gonna bail on you. I feel like this person like shows up and then randomly leaves. So that might be the situation for some of you guys. Can I be honest? I'm actually feeling like this person sometimes comes back and then they sort of leave when they think there's a new opportunity in a good direction, and that kind of raises my spidey senses to make me wonder, you know, if they're, how do you say this? Like they're banking on like a new beginning and they're sort of hanging out for the time being and kind of like dealing with whatever's going on here, but they're kind of open to possibilities. So I'm not getting this kind of a trustworthy thing, but maybe this is okay for you. 10 of Pentacles, money. Money's an issue. This person may be a partier. This person might go out a lot with friends or have a very social life, including drinking. Yeah, Knight of Cups. So you're dealing with someone who likes to just really take it easy, and I think that a part of them really wants a solid relationship. A part of them really wants to buckle down and get comfortable in a situation. But a part of them always chooses the careless path, which means that they're like throw caution to the wind or otherwise just not be too serious. Then we have the Six of Swords. Okay, so Six of Swords is Saturn in Aquarius. It's like knowing when you need to go, you know. Saturn is in rulership in Aquarius, so it's a strong placement for it. That's where Saturn is now, but it's kind of like when enough of when enough proof, data points have been accumulated in a situation, then I think that it's time to go. But I also feel as though in other situations, this person has a family relationship in which there is a lot of trust and they have a very protective family around them. And so they have a hard time letting go of that family dynamic. They're sort of like their family is convenient for them. Their family is comfortable. And so I feel like their family is comfortable. They go towards you, but then they go back to what's comfortable. It really feels as though they're caught between two worlds. It feels like you're dealing with someone who's attracted to you. There's attraction there, but there's things that are pulling them in different directions. And so they either have to let go of this desire to go and try other things or spend time with their family, or they have to let go of essentially coming back and forth with you. And so I think that you're sort of waiting for for that to figure itself out. Or maybe you're going to pull the plug and say, no more of this back and forth anymore. You're coming back for a good time, not a long time, and you're sort of leaving me high and dry here. Okay, so there's that layer to it. Okay, so where is the deck? The problem with using so many decks is that you lose track of where they are. The next message is for so if you're in an on again, off again relationship. Okay, so if you're involved in a hot and cold relationship, kind of like what we just saw, let's get a message for you. I'm trying to find a deck from which to read from. We haven't used this one. This is just a Marseille style deck from Spain. Okay, so let's see your messages. So we have the Sun first, Sun, and then we have the Last Judgment, which is Pluto or Mars, and then we have the Hierophant. A lot of higher arcana right off the bat. Hierophant may represent Taurus, the Sun may represent Leo, and the Judgment card can represent Scorpio at times. Then we have the King of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. There's been big decisions in your relationship. It looks like maybe you have been talking about being in a relationship or getting married, and I think that there's been a lot of back and forth between you and this other person about how serious it was going to be and how it was going to work out. I think that the masculine energy has a tendency to pull away and shut the situation down. There's something about them and their mind working too much in this situation. Sorry, that was from the last reading. It seems as though this person is kind of like constantly overcomplicating things. They're sort of thinking too deeply about circumstances. But we have a Three of Cups, so it's on again. You guys, everybody's reuniting. What's up with that? The outer planets are conspiring to reunite us all. The outer planets are all retrograde as of the 19th of August, when Uranus goes retrograde. And so they're going to conspire to bring us all together. So, and especially if you're dealing with a Scorpio, I think that there's going to be a positive change in a relationship. So those of you who are dealing with a Sun, Moon, or Rising Scorpio, there will be some kind of a new path. Okay, so I feel like, hold on. Okay, so I feel like, yeah, there's a new beginning. There's a big personal decision that somebody is making about a relationship. This is definitely describing something that once before before in this situation, you could have been talking about marriage and then there was a separation. So you almost became married and then there was like a breakup and now it's kind of reconciling, but it's taking a long time. So yeah, I definitely think that that you're going to be back on again with this person. I think that the masculine energy is being very critical. And I think that the masculine energy is in some way, the masculine energy is being very critical. And I think that they're sort of being kind of sketched out. They're sort of taking a step back and they're not necessarily going in. They're cautious. They're very cautious. And they may have their own reasons, like many reasons why they want to take a step back. So they're careful. But there's definitely a history here. There's a very deep history of people being in love. There's a deep history of people being near a relationship. So I think that something pulled back and it feels like cold feet. It feels like the masculine energy has cold feet about the situation. And it feels like it's tied into the fact that the situation was pretty serious before. Okay, so next question we have, will they come back? So if you're recently separated, will they come back? Let's take a look. I'm going to take a look with the Beautiful Creatures Tarot. Let's see what your message is. Will they come back? I think that for many of you, I'll say that you're beginning some new path, and I think that you're separated because you're on a new path. But let's see what the tarot cards say So we have the Four of Cups. They may come back with a small offer. Then we have the Ten of Cups. You take smaller offers, then they don't give a lot in order to come back. They just give you are the one, authenticity. Oh, wow. Okay. So there could be some kind of offer. I think that there's a lot of emotions between you and your partner. This is a special card for this deck. And then we have the Knight of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra, secondary transits in air as well. And then we have the Magician, an initiation in a new direction, Magician. And then we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy coming up. Do you think, I feel as though, especially if you're dealing with an air sign, they're going to come back with some very big offer, like a proposal. The Hierophant is a marriage card, and the Magician is an instigator card for me, which means that somebody's instigating something within a relationship. I feel as though somebody has like a fire underneath their butt in this situation. They feel motivated, they feel very excitable. There's overall this whole energy of hope. There's this whole energy of taking a chance and going in a certain direction, pursuing the unknown at this time, branching out and doing something new. I have a feeling that something might start off with a small exchange, such as, you randomly see each other again and have a brief conversation unexpectedly. Or you might get a small phone call and you have a 5-minute phone call. And then it's going to turn into more and cascade very quickly into a much more bigger situation. At first, I wasn't sure if they were offering a little bit and you were going really deep into it, but it looks as though it's actually evolving into something very powerful. It's definitely them initiating it towards you. So it's definitely them in some way reaching out to you or initiating it with you in some way, contact with you in some way. They want you to know, they want you to pay attention, they want you on with the program, so to speak. Okay, so that's your message if you are wondering if your loved one will come back. And the last message is for those of you who are current energy and love. So this is going to be a good lead-in for our general message. So current energy and love. Let's see what's going on, and then we'll do the extended, not the extended, but the general reading. So it's kind of a similar frequency, although the next one will be more for the next 4 months. This is more for now. So why don't we do 2 9-card spreads, one for now and one for how it's gonna develop. Okay, so let's see the first message. So we have the 3 of Pentacles. Work is very important for you right now. Mars in Capricorn, getting things done. There's a lot of happiness there. One or both people are very close to their goal. So whatever they're trying to achieve, they're almost there in terms of achieving what they want. They're getting really wonderful feedback from people around them. This is a very exciting time for you. I think that whatever you're trying to achieve, whatever you've been trying to work towards, is so close to being achieved. It's so close to being successful. And then we have the High Priestess, and so great insight. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, that Sun in Virgo. Hard. See, somebody's working really, really hard. Current energy and love. And then we have the Queen of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. There's things changing in this situation. As somebody works harder and is achieving more, their standards are changing, and I think that they're in some way desiring more, requiring more. They're looking closer at situations in terms of love around them, and their expectations are higher than they were before. We have the 10 of Pentacles. That's everywhere right now. Mercury has just moved into Virgo, and Mercury rules this card in Virgo, so that makes sense. And then we have 7 of Wands, okay? And then the last card is the 9 of Swords. So there's, in a love situation, I feel as though there's a bit of an evasiveness energy here. So It feels like good things are happening, but somebody is avoiding the issue. Somebody's avoiding the issue in love, in relationships. I think that the undercurrent of that is that there's still some healing that they need to do. So if you're involved in a relationship, or if you like someone and they keep on in some way, I don't know, pulling the plug on you, or being busy, or pulling away, I think that the reason that they're doing that is because on a personal level, they're still struggling with a personal problem. So the Queen of Swords and this, it's almost as if things are going well and then they're pulling away. But I think that if you hold through, there's a lot of positivity in your life, in their life, and there's a lot of stability that's being built up at this time. So if you're just patient with the situation, there will be a good outcome. Let's see how this develops. So this is the general reading for singles and couples all together at once. So this is how the energy will develop for the rest of the year. So we have the Queen of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, secondary transits, and water as well. Somebody's very much in the type of job, or the job that they're supposed to be doing. They feel very fulfilled by what they're doing. They're very happy about the job that they're doing. I think this is you. Then we have the Tower. There's going to be an unexpected piece of information that comes through that in some way kind of brings them back into some other things that they have not been thinking about. I have a feeling that some of you have met someone at a time when some of their problems were sort of, how do you say? Some of their problems were sort of addressed, or that they were not coming up, so they were more relaxed and they were in some way feeling well or feeling good. And then what happened was something has come up. There's something in their closet. There's secrets there. And so they're coming up at this time, which is going to change the dynamic. But I think that whoever you're talking to, or whoever you're interacting with, there's a very positive energy between you and this other person. It's just there's something in their reality that's shaking them up. And this is not the energy with which you've been interacting with them until this point. The next message is the Knight of Wands, Sag, Leo, or Aries, Knight of Inspiration. Somebody came through with a message and told you something, and it was up for you to decide. You didn't see what they were saying at first. What they told you, you didn't really understand what they were referring to, but I think as time went on, you had begun to recognize, you had begun to realize what the message that they were sharing with you was. They were in some way, telling you something, or coming through with some kind of information. And then we have the Two of Cups. So there's unexpected information that's coming through for some of you that's going to evoke feelings of love. There might be a declaration of love. And I think it's regarding something that you were not expecting, which means that you had in some way, you had not expected. So let me clarify. So you had heard some type of prophecy, or you had heard some kind of someone told you something, like a tarot card reading or something like that. You had been told this would happen, but you didn't really believe it, or you just let it go. And so now this prophecy, or whoever told you this, whether it's your friend or a psychic or whatever else, it's coming true, and this unexpected love is coming towards you. There's several different messages here. They're not for every single one. I think over the next 4 months, there's going to be an opening in love, and I think a love is coming towards you. It's coming into focus, and I feel as though something that is unexpected might show up for some of you, and in that unexpectedness, I think that you'll find yourself falling kind of in love. Here is the next message. We have the Muse of Voices. This is the Page of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. There's a really closer relationship with someone who's younger. They may be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. There's a close relationship there. There's a real, very fundamental trust. Then we have the Ace of Swords, Ace of Voices. somebody's going to be speaking up about their truth within a family. So there's definitely someone speaking their truth within a family to try to tell other people in their family how they feel about what's going on. I think that it's something concerning a brother or a sister who's younger. And I feel like it's like the family has a hard time to accept what's going on. This person is going against the system of the family by doing so, and there's like a nervousness there, but time has come that they need to stick up for themselves. Some of you are going to be making decisions at work. Work has reached a certain level or plateau of success, and so now you are in some way branching out, and there's some different opportunities moving forward in different directions. And then the last card, last but not least, is the Chariot. So this is a huge indication that many of you are going to be overcoming some really fundamental wounds with regard to, love, or with regard to your feelings. This is like baggage from past relationships. There's going to be a love that comes into your life that heals you, that lifts you, that gets you excited about these new directions. On the bottom is the World, so it's time to travel. I don't want to speak about the pandemonium too much, but I wouldn't be too excited about, traveling anytime soon. I think that in order to be safe, it's going to take some while, so I don't like making predictions like this. But there's definitely a time of branching out. This could be a branching out in your community or wherever you're at, but I think that you're going beyond your circumstances. You're going beyond like where you live or beyond how things are. You're challenging, the status quo of your circumstances. And I think that you're coming to terms with things that were definitely holding you back before. So you may have felt, there was things in your life that were holding you back, that were keeping you down. This could be beside a Cancer energy. So a Cancer is maybe very good for many of you at this time, Sun, Moon, and Rising. In fact, we have the Queen of Cups. There could be a Cancer around you who's connected with you through work. It may have taken time for you to get to know this person, but this person is going to bring great positivity into your life. What else do I see? I feel as though there's a lot of conversations about love, tiptoeing about love, kind of like finding out what people want, how they feel about things. And so I think that there will be a lot of conversations over the next 4 months about who is who and what is what. So kind of figuring out your environment and what's going on there. Anyway, I hope you guys like this reading. Why don't we do a little pick a card with the love angels as the final message. So let's see what's going on here. So why don't you guys pick 1, 2, or 3, and then we'll take a look deeper. Virgos, just a heads up, your Lenormand reading is available. I'll link it through at the end of this video. Okay, so if you chose 1, we have the card of codependency. So addictions are affecting your romantic life. This is a big red flag for those of you who are sticking around in relationships that are either not good for you or you don't really like too much, but you're sort of there because you feel you have to be. Challenge yourself to break those bonds and try to find better situations. So I'm not trying to lecture you, but this is a gentle reminder that you may be stuck on people who don't reciprocate your feelings, or allowing bad relationships into your life and continuing with bad relationships in your life, despite the fact they're bad for you on some level. And this is your time to release those types of relationships. You deserve more, and you're worth more, and you can find better, even if you believe you can't. I think that whatever you are involved in could be holding you down or holding you back. Number 2, let's take a look. We have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So number 2, I feel like you and your partner or someone who is a love interest may require a one-to-one heart conversation. So you might be discussing some things with each other about love. And then number 3, we have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And so this is a reminder to step passionately towards other people and be open to different possibilities around you, and And just there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you to challenge yourself and to step into new relationships, to have more vibrant relationships. And so you should test the waters, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this impromptu video. I had fun filming it for you guys. I'm going to be back shortly with another video, not today, but in the next couple days. And so I'll talk to you then, okay? Take care. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Connie, for being here.